All right, guys, welcome back to R&J Talk here with Jose. So we actually had a whole nother episode and outline planned for you guys this week. However, in light of recent,
Of a recent tragedy involving Jocelyn Rojo. It's a big thing, right? Suicide is not a joke. Um, it's one of those things that's why we're trying to build this
right?
podcast in the sense of mental awareness, mental health, just being there for one another, right? Because
Well, first off, my condolences out to
same
Jocelyn's family.
condolences out to the
Um,
family.
this is again something that shouldn't have happened. She was only in the sixth grade.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Definitely could have been prevented, but this is where we kind of learn and try to grow as people.
Try to grow people and being vulnerable, right? So people aren't going to understand until you're able to open up, right? And so we have a couple questions that we want to ask each other.
In your opinion, well, how do you think this could have been prevented?
I mean, I think, and this could have been prevented from. It's tough, right? It comes down to parents. It comes down to faculty members. It comes down to even parents from the friends.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
the community.
yeah, like at that point, like you can't even just blame the parents for what happened. Like, it's the whole community, like you said.
Yeah,
How could that have been prevented? I mean, even from one faculty member, even if they were wrong, even if they were just like overstepping, right? Just, hey, I think this is going on, and her being completely wrong, whatever. But at least in her conscience, he or she said, well, at least the child's okay,
yeah,
you know. But everyone stayed quiet.
yeah.
For some
And
reason,
they and
everyone
they
stayed
and they
quiet.
knew that. Oh, she was talking to a counselor, a school counselor,
Yeah,
but the parents weren't notified.
that's what I'm saying. Like, why?
Yeah,
Why did? And I don't want to say like the counselor because it could have been like the counselor knew or the counselor thought that she was talking to her parents. You know what I mean?
so we obviously don't know the whole story behind it. We want to give people the benefit of the doubt,
Yeah,
but
100%.
again, but just still spreading awareness of like be kind to everybody. Like those bullies, the parents of the bullies. Like
Hmm.
teach your kids to treat other people with kindness and respect.
Yeah,
Like that's not really hard. If you guys start seeing signs of your kids misbehaving and being just being people, like
hmm,
correct that behavior.
yeah. So in this case, like with her, how important is that communication with parents? Like, like
It,
you have your little daughter, right?
yeah,
So you can probably relate. Like, how important is that communication with her to come and tell you, hey, daddy, like so and so's bullying me. Hey, daddy, like,
it's everything, dude.
yeah.
It's everything. Um, that communication goes both ways. At the end of the day, they're kids, though, so you
Mm-hmm.
can't expect them to just open up, but you got to
Mm-hmm.
build that relationship with them. And everyone has their own different parenting styles, and some parenting styles make it harder for the kid to open up. Um, but at the end of the day, like you as a parent, you have a responsibility to make sure your kid's good. You
Mm-hmm.
know, however way you want to parent, like listen to your kid,
Yeah.
observe their actions. Like
Yeah.
they'll tell you by what they say, what they do, what they
Mm-hmm.
um they'll tell you, and you just got to pay attention to the signs. I know life gets busy, and we have so many things to worry about, but there's nothing more important than your kids, bro. Like
Yeah.
just pay attention to them and
And
try to ask them.
and it blows my mind because like I know how kids can be super toxic nowadays. Like
Yeah,
my teenage siblings, like they're little shits, dude.
yeah,
And like I I don't know how like they're breeding these kids, but like
yeah,
it's tough. So I can only imagine like the younger kids, like what they're going through. Like imagine being told we're gonna call ice on your family.
yeah,
Like how devastating that fucking shit is.
yeah. That's you
Like
losing your
all
parents, bro.
all you know as a kid, as a sixth grader, like, oh, I'm gonna call ice on you. I'm losing my parents.
Yeah,
And how scared would one be to lose their parents at what's the sixth grader's age? 10 years old? Like
12 or something like
something
that.
like that? Like bro, I'd be
Shit,
fucking
I'd
devastated.
be scared to lose my parents now, bro. Like,
Yeah,
dog.
even that. Yeah, like that's devastating. Like I
Yeah,
just don't. I don't understand. And like everyone knows. I want to think, especially because like I'm gonna have my own daughter. I want to think that every parent knows how their kids are.
you'd like to, bro, but at the end of the day, there's really shitty parents out there.
Yeah,
There's really shitty parents out there. I hate to say it, and I wish it wasn't the case, but dude, like, it's your kids are a reflection of who you are.
yeah,
If
yeah.
my kids, misbehaving, treating people without respect, and just
Mhm,
back talking people and just being mean, like that's a reflection of who I am. Like
mhm.
you're representing me. But if she disrespects someone, I'm gonna correct that. I'm gonna let her know
Yeah.
that she's in the wrong.
Mhm.
If she's mean to other kids, she comes and tells me too, and it's sad. As like her first school year, she comes and tells me like, "Oh, this girl was being mean to me. She said she doesn't want to be my friend anymore, and blah blah
Yeah.
blah." And it's like, dude, that hurts as a parent, bro. Like, I know it's silly, but like at the same time,
Yeah.
like it hurts. Like
Yeah.
who the hell doesn't want to be friends with my kid, bro? Like my kid's adorable, bro. So I'm like,
Yeah.
let me find out who her dad is. I'm
Yeah.
kidding, but
Let me scroll
no,
over there,
I'm
Dad.
kidding,
Let
I'm
me
kidding.
scroll over
But
there.
it's just like again, just having that communication. I tell them like, you just got to be nice. Don't overreact.
Yeah.
You be nice. You be nice to whoever there, and if things get out of hand, you talk to me. You talk to your teacher. Um, but talk to somebody.
I mean, I hope, right, that I can raise a kind child, right, a kind daughter, but that no one can fuck with.
Yeah,
You know, I want to raise her, and I say want because you never know. Like you said, life gets in the way.
yeah,
I've told my partner this. Like, I want my daughter on the first one, tell the teachers.
hmm
On the second one, tell the principal. On the third one, you tell me and punch the kid in the mouth. Because then they're not going to stop.
yeah,
And that way, if she gets called to the principal's office, and I was like, well, did she tell you? Because she's only allowed to do this after the third one.
yeah,
And so, and that's that communication, right?
yeah.
Like, I'm going to have to trust my child to do the three. Because if she does on the first, and no, hell no, she getting an ass whooping.
That's not what I taught you.
Yeah, it's no, that's how you go. Like, you're not going to be a bully. Like, I didn't teach you to be a bully, you know? But it's just tough because
Yeah,
I'm not a parent yet. And I don't understand. Like, right? I don't understand, and I'm scared.
yeah.
I'm definitely scared, and that's something that's been like haunting me, throughout the pregnancy. Is like, what am I going to prepare my daughter for?
And something that I feel like is not talked about enough is that responsibility of a dad, right?
Yeah,
Your responsibility is to get your kid ready for the real world,
yeah,
but at the same time, you don't want to take away their innocence.
yeah, yeah.
So, how do I prepare you for this ugly, mean, cold world, but still let you live and be a kid? Like
Mm-hmm.
that balance is so hard. It's
Yeah.
it's crazy because the world can be an ugly place, bro. Like it can be. It can be a beautiful place, but it can also
Mm-hmm.
be just really hard and cold. And there's lessons that she's gonna have to learn and go through, and that's something I can't fully prepare her for, but she's just gonna have to go through it, and I'll be
Yeah.
there for support 100%. But at the same time, it's just like I just want you to be a kid. Like I want to shield all this from you. Like I don't
Yeah.
want anything bad to ever happen to you. I'll take all that pain for you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not reality, dude.
Yeah.
But it's just hard.
Yeah. Like you told me a couple weeks ago, or even 2 weeks ago, like we are. How'd you put it? We are the figures, or at least we have to show our daughters what to look in a man,
Yeah.
right? You said it somewhere in between those lines, and so it's like for me, I want to be this, like you said, strong character where nothing brings me down. But at the end of the day, just like you said, like the world's fucking
Yeah.
yeah, like to the point where we have to read this, like Jocelyn,
Yeah.
taking her, and there's plenty of other kids that are doing it too,
Yeah, it's not
and
it's not just her. It's anywhere, in any place, bro. Any country, any race, any age, any boy, girl, woman, man. It's just any. It can happen to anybody, dude.
so I want to say the system failed her, dude.
Yeah, there's
Well,
no other way around it. The system failed her.
like,
Everything. It's just it shouldn't have happened, bro. This was 100% preventable from the parents of the bullies to the counselor to the parents to. I mean, I don't want to point fingers, but
yeah,
everyone has a little bit of
a fault
oh
here.
yeah
Like, yeah, just me thinking, like, I don't know what I do, man. I don't know what I do, but just me thinking that my daughter was talking to someone and that someone didn't tell me. Like, yeah, it's my job to know my daughter, right?
hmm
But kind of like how you said, it's such a hard balance to like shield them from the world and then like not ruining their innocence.
yeah
Like, that's hard.
yeah
And that's what like, I have my sister's a teacher, my partner is like a teacher,
hmm
and they come back with these stories and like tell me, oh, these kids did this, that. Like, we have to tell the parents that they did this, that. So and so bit, whoever,
yeah
and it's like they have to report everything.
right
So it, like, when I read this, when you said that to me, I was like, where the fuck were they?
yeah
Like, you're telling me no one reported this? Mhm. And that's for the kids, like that's a tough one for the kids. It's a very touchy
yeah,
subject
and
for the
I don't
kids.
want to blame the kids either because like at the end of the day they're kids,
No,
man.
yeah.
And maybe they thought that was just a funny joke, but
Hmm.
at the same time, it's like kind of like you said, like the younger generations nowadays, like they got no filter. They have everything on the internet. Like everything's
Yeah.
fuck, dude. Like even listening to like my nephews play their games on their Xbox, and
Dude,
seeing what
crazy.
they how they roast each other. I'm like, dude, like what? Like
Yeah.
what goes on through your mind to be
Yeah.
roasting each other? Like that's insane. Like the
Yeah.
shit they say to each other.
It's quick. And that internet platform is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Those roast sesh, like, dude, people are coming left and right. But right, like, I think it's a big communication thing. It's a big thing. Like, you should have an open communication with everybody. Um, the roasts have gotten very, very, like, I've been in platforms where, you know, go do this to yourself. You're
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
damn. Like, I mean, have you ever been in that situation where you thought about suicide?
I'd be lying if I said no. I feel like, throughout my life, I've gone through so many things that I haven't even told you about.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think I've ever had a serious attempt at taking my
Mhm.
own life, if I'm being honest with you.
Mhm.
But like I said, it's the small things, right? Like me, I'm not really an adrenaline junkie, right? I don't
Mhm.
do roller coasters. I'd never
Mhm.
skydive. But to be honest with you, the whole reason why I got a motorcycle, like at that point, I was pretty low in my life, and
Mhm.
at that, I was numb. And it was like a mixture of just me wanting to feel something,
Mhm.
just feel anything, to be honest with you, because I was just so numb. But it was also kind of like a thing where if like something were to happen, it looked like an accident, like
Mhm. Mhm.
my family could move forward, and not
Yeah.
really ask questions or try to seek answers.
Yeah. It's a tough one, just like you said, right? Even in the last week, you know, um, you've been very distant, and I was texting you, and I was trying to give you the nudges,
Yeah,
right? Whether trying to talk to you about you or like our plans and stuff, but like you just were kind of distant, and that's one of those things where people don't understand. Like, suicidal thoughts. There's a bunch of things, right? There's suicidal thoughts.
yeah,
There's the act of doing it, um, which is unfortunate. But like, even I've been there plenty of times. Um, a lot when I was younger, for sure.
hmm
Not recently, but a lot when I was younger. Going through it a lot. I wasn't raised in that healthy environment where, oh, everything's positive. Um, and so oftentimes I still remember this one time we came back from a wrestling tournament, and I've never shared this story before. I had high ankle sprain, and I had just finished the tournament, right? So We get dropped off. I'm a type of guy, I don't want to bother you. Just like
Right.
you don't want to bother me, with your problems. I don't want to bother anyone with my problems. At that point, I didn't talk to my dad. At that point, my mom was just there. She wasn't really mothering. Um, and I remember everyone was like, "Hey, how are you gonna get home?" Because I was in crutches. They gave me crutches. I was in crutches. I was like, "Oh, I got to ride. I got to ride." Like
Yeah.
pretending like I was. I don't know if you remember, but the wrestling room, you pretend to like walk, and then
Yeah.
you come back around, and after like 20, 30 minutes, like I came back, and I knew that nobody was gonna pick me up. My dad wasn't. He wasn't very supportive when I was younger. My mom was just too depressed too,
Yeah.
and so even I was just like, why am I here? Like, what's the whole point of this? So I started crutching home. It was 3 miles away, 3 fucking miles away. I remember that. I crutched. So if you know, from Laguna Hills High School to the bus stop that's across the street, the one on the other side of the light, right
Hmm.
by the other apartments.
Right.
I passed that. I probably crutched another like 20 minutes, and then a faculty member found me. I don't want to name her name, but she found me, and she goes, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Well, everyone's just busy." I don't know why, like just making an excuse. Everyone's just busy.
Yeah.
Everyone's busy. Like I got to do what I got to do. I got to get home. And I remember crutching that long way. I was just like, what if I just fell
Yeah.
into the road? Like it'd just be easier. My mom's already depressed. I don't even talk to my dad. At that point, my relationship with my sister, like it was very weird because of what happened between my parents. And I was just like, I wanted to.
Yeah.
I really, really wanted to. But I was about to name her, but she showed up like right when I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
She showed up and was like, and the funny thing was, I saw her every single time in Saturday school. So then she was like, "Hey, Jose," she was super happy to see me,
Hmm.
and like that brought me back.
It's like those random acts of kindness that kind
Yeah,
of, even though she doesn't know the impact that she had,
no.
and she probably may never know.
What like misconceptions do you think we have now of it? Like,
Well, I think the biggest misconception is like you don't know who's going through it.
yeah,
Like 100%, you don't know who's going through
yeah,
it. Like the story you shared with me, I didn't know that happened.
mm-hmm,
I think my biggest thing is just check up on those people you love. Like
yeah,
it could be your brother, it could be your partner, it could be your parents, it could be literally anyone, your coworker.
yeah.
You don't know who's going through it.
And even because kind of like how you said, right, you don't know who's going through it. I kind of knew you were going through it, and I sent you that last text message. What was it, 2 days ago?
Hmm.
As I was going to the gym.
Yeah.
So to those people that are going through it, like, also be wary of the people that are trying to reach out,
Yeah.
right? Because you could have blown that off.
Yeah.
You could have just stayed in your zone, and that was I knew that was mine, like,
Yeah.
way of like, if this doesn't poke you into
Yeah.
like reacting, then I don't know what
Yeah,
is.
and I appreciated that, bro. Because like again, it's just you reaching out was just like a big help. And I knew I was going through it.
Yeah,
I knew I was going through it, but it's just
and it
kind of
wasn't a
like
message, of like putting you down.
it wasn't. It wasn't
No,
100%. It
it
wasn't. It was kind
was
of like,
a
dude, what's going
stern.
on? Like
Yeah,
that kind of lit a fire under my eyes. It was like, bro, like people are depending on me for things. Like I need to get out of whatever funk I'm in right now. Like,
yeah,
and like when you did text me, like, hey, bro, I glad you're going to the gym. I see you're in the gym.
yeah,
Literally, bro, I was about to make a fucking U-turn and go back home because I wasn't feeling it, dude.
yeah,
Like I was trying to go to the gym, wasn't feeling it, haven't been feeling it for weeks, and that text of like, "Hey, I'm proud of you, bro. Like you're at the
yeah,
gym." Like, fuck, now I gotta get my ass in
yeah,
there. Like I
yeah.
gotta get in there, get a workout. It was still not the best workout, but I got in there.
But you got in there. Yeah.
But I got in there because you reached out, bro. It's, it's
Hmm.
it's as simple as that. It's just it helped me out. It kind of it made me feel good that you kind of knew that something was wrong, and
Yeah.
you were trying to be that supportive friend. So it kind of just like opened my eyes to be like, hey, like
Yeah.
I need to get out of this funk.
So in this case, right? Obviously, we're adults,
Mm-hmm.
so we kind of know how to manage, not manage, but like kind of like reach out and
Mm-hmm.
find our things, right? So it's just it's such a sensitive topic because we've talked about it in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You and I as men, right now, that's the kids. Like the kids is just such it's such a great area to like try to help, but like as men, right? Men's mental health. How do you put up with it? Like you obviously you said earlier you were going through a lot, last year and whatnot. What is the turning point for you to like shake yourself off of that? Like what was it that
You just got to remember the good things in life. I wasn't thinking about how much my mom loves me.
mhm,
I wasn't thinking about all the great things that I've done. I wasn't thinking about all the great things I wanted to do.
mhm,
I was just in a just very, very, very low state of mind, and it's hard to think about the positive things when life just keeps beating you down and people keep beating you down, and
mhm,
it's a tough place, but you just got to keep holding on, keep fighting, and another day, another day, another day, and eventually you figure something out, and you start using that energy for something good.
yeah,
um, I think the times that I've been at my lowest in my life, and every time is a little bit different, but I end up becoming like a really, really like good person after that. Like I'm proud of how I got out of it,
yeah,
whether it's getting in shape, whether it's getting my mental's right, getting my financial right. It's
yeah,
it's it's like, and this one's honestly taking me a little bit longer. I think, fuck, there was like a period in time just maybe a few weeks ago, bro, for 2 weeks, bro, I was crying just
yeah,
on my way to work, on my way home, I was crying.
yeah,
On my way to the gym, I was crying. My way home from the gym, I was like, because anytime I was alone in my thoughts, I was just crying, just this very deep sadness of like, and I didn't share that with anybody, bro. Like,
yeah,
it kind of goes to show because no one noticed, bro. Like, it's just a sad place, but you got to remember that there's beautiful, like me seeing my daughter after work, like
mhm,
that brought me joy, Just like having something to look forward to is just what kept me going.
yeah. And having somebody to look forward to, it's sometimes tough though, man.
Yeah,
That's why we have a lot of men suicide, many men that go out and do the most ridiculous things, and you're just like, why did you get to that point? Sometimes it's really hard. It's really hard to see
yeah,
that positive. Like you have a daughter. I mean, I would hope, right? I would hope in my whole lifetime that we're alive, like that at least that will keep you going,
yeah,
right? But there's some people that it just doesn't,
yeah.
and like for me, it's like it's sad because I can feel I feel you when you say like you cry on the way. The other day my stepmom sends me a video of my dad messing around with the Tengen swords. Do you remember those? His swords, and then he had another sword, and then he had a bow and arrow. He's acting like a kid, bro.
Yeah,
And I told on the way over here, I was just like, you. It's funny. I texted her. I was like, you broke him, and then she's like, oh, he sometimes likes to have fun. And then I was like, well, I'm glad my little siblings are able to see that side of him.
yeah.
I never did. You know, I never did. I got, I don't want to say robbed of my innocence, but like,
But sometimes it comes out like that. Again, he's learning his life too,
yeah,
So it's like for him, it sucks that you didn't get to see that side of it, but now he's learned. Now he's showing your siblings that side. Again, it still sucks for us, but or you in this case, but
yeah,
that's what he knew at that point.
yeah,
So
and
he's still learning, but at the same time, you don't know what he went through. Like
hmm
he could have had the same thoughts. We don't know.
yeah, it's just such a, I don't know, it's tough out there, man. Because I get it, I do, I really, really do. I've had conversations with my partner and said, you know, it makes me sad and I cry and I feel some sort of way, but deep down, it makes me a little happy because you learn.
Yeah.
I can't put another man down for not learning. You know what I mean? Like, he learned late, and that's kudos to him, you know? I'm going to try not to do it, you know, but those are the things that haunt me. Like, on a day to day basis, is that relationship, my mom leaving us. It's tough because, like, that's why I just fall back to what I know, you know?
Yeah.
I fall back to just minding my business, not doing anything. And that's why sometimes I see these posts about, you know, offing yourself and stuff, and I'm just like, I joke around with my family. I'm like, I'm worth more dead than I am alive.
Yeah.
Like, I got I got life insurance, so it's just like I'm worth more dead than I am alive. And I'd say it jokingly, but sometimes, like, you know, just like you said, you got a motorcycle, I got a motorcycle too. I'd be topping that thing off at 125, 130,
Yeah.
and just like you said, one little pebble
Yeah.
is all it takes for me to lose control,
Just a little accent, bro,
and
and end it.
it's all gone. And this is not like it's a joke, but not like
Yeah.
if someone would have told me you sell your soul and your family's gonna be set, sign me up. I'd be the first one to sign it.
Yeah.
You know, because like I've suffered enough. I've suffered a lot, and I'll suffer again. I'll keep suffering. You know, just to see my family. You know,
Yeah.
move forward. But it's crazy to think like I would give up anything just to make sure that
Yeah.
my family's set.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's sad and depressing. I don't like being sad and depressed. To be honest, I've been sad and depressed for too long.
Yeah, man. That's
Like at some point it gets overwhelming. It gets annoying because I've even gotten mad at myself. Like, why am I depressed?
yeah.
Like, why the fuck am I sad? Like, I'm like, why? Jose, you have a good life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you got a motorcycle you never thought you would have. You got a good apartment in Irvine you never thought you would have.
Yeah.
You got, you know, health of whatever I have. You know, you got a good job. Like, you got a great partner. Like,
Yeah, like I said, you gotta be thankful for the good things you have in life. You know, life's not all ugly, but like you said, it's hard to remember all those things when all you feel is pain, bro. Like,
yeah. You know what's crazy? And I saw a video the other day. This guy is explaining how he has a really close friend, best friend,
Mhm.
and that they don't talk every day. They don't talk about it, but they got a code word. They got a code word. It says, "Do you have 8 minutes?" Have you heard
I
that
think
video?
I think I've seen it.
You've
Yeah.
definitely seen that video. And it made me think of like just us, right? Because like as men, right? Like we try to like psych ourselves out of it.
Yeah.
You try so hard to like say, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. Fuck this. I'm not a bitch. You
Yeah.
know, I'm good. Because tell me now, that's what you tell
No,
yourself.
100%, bro.
Like you said, you weren't reaching out to me. Like I was reaching out to you.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, like once you feel like you're about to throw in the towel, I think you need to do your last ditch of like reaching out. Like,
Yeah.
hey, even if it's just to listen, man. Even if it's just like I have this I have this with some of my lady friends because they'll vent about their boyfriends,
Hmm.
and I'll ask them. I'm like, hey, do you need a friend or do you want to vent?
Hmm.
Two different things. Because if you need a friend, then I'm gonna give you advice, and I'm gonna tell you what you're doing wrong, and I'm gonna and I'm gonna just give you my opinion. But if you just want me to listen, I'm there. I'll listen, and I do. So blah 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 blah. And go on for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you feel better? Yeah. Okay, cool. And I have the same thing reciprocated back. It's like, hey, ours is, can we have lunch? Like, it's basically, can I go lunch? That means we have a life update.
Yeah.
Like, that's really what we do. We give each other our life updates, and this is what's going on in my life. Da 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 da. And she'll hear me out, and it's like it makes you feel good,
Yeah.
And like I think everyone should have that. The 8 minutes, like some with their close friends, whether it could be even a stranger, like not even a stranger, but like an acquaintance.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you mind having a conversation with me real quick? Like I've had it where strangers stop me and tell me about their day. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes they have the craziest things to say too.
What kind of advice would you give someone who's on the deep end, deep end, deep end, deep end? who doesn't want to open up like you do.
Fuck, there's not really advice to give, bro. It's just really just finding something, bro. Finding some good and something. Finding the
Yeah,
light at the end of the tunnel. Because a lot of the times when people do contemplate taking their life, it's when they don't see the light at the end of the
yeah,
tunnel. When they don't have any more hope. You know, when you're just so tired of getting beaten down and feeling this pain and just keep holding on, bro.
yeah,
Keep holding on. That's all I can say. But when I remember the first time I really felt depression, bro, like that, there was this really really intense moment that I remember, and it was after months of just really being sad, bro. Really
yeah,
being sad and not opening up to anybody, just really wanting to be alone. But I remember walking into my room and just seeing my brother there, just kind of like hanging out. And all I remember was just like something inside of me, bro. Like I remember this vividly, bro. Like a fucking kid inside of me, just like laying on the ground, just crying, begging for help, bro. Like
yeah,
that was me, like begging for help. But on the outside, like I said nothing.
yeah,
My brother didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. And it's just like we moved on, bro. Like nothing happened. But that was like the first time I really felt depression, bro. Like I was like, damn,
yeah,
I couldn't ask for help. It's just not what I knew.
yeah,
But you kind of battle it day by day, and it gets better. But there's some times where it comes back.
yeah,
But again, just finding the good moments in life, bro.
yeah.
Keeps you going.
I mean, that's advice. You know, you find the good moments, whether it's your daughter, whether it was that great, 18, 19 run we had. That's like legendary. I I think it's the same thing. There's been times where I just couldn't find the light of the at the end of the tunnel. I mean, you probably saw me a little worse.
Yeah.
But like compared now, like it's crazy to think that just like we said, it's crazy how strangers can turn around our thoughts, right? Because
Yeah.
they just hear you out and you find that. But to me, just like you said, it's just finding that positive thing of the day. Because not every day is going to be a good day.
No.
Not every day is going to be a good day. I had a tough week last week when we talked about it. Just like you said, we had a whole episode planned out, but then we did this.
Yeah.
Last week was tough. Last week I wanted to throw it in. But I had, like you said, the happy thought of, I'm going to have a baby.
Mhm.
I need to work. I need to make something. And so you take your own advice too, right? Keep finding that positive thing. I mean, whether it's not reaching out to me, right? I'm always reach out to you.
Yeah.
But whether it's not reaching out to me, maybe it could be your brother. Maybe it could be something else either too. I mean, we've talked about it. You've been open about it. But we've talked about faith. I have faith. I have faith. I have faith that every day will get better. But there are those days that you'll come down and you just need that extra help.
Yeah.
The gym helps you. I've seen your ups and downs. And so for me, for our audience, obviously we want to build that community. That's why you're here wanting to do
That's why we
this.
started this, bro.
That's
That's why we
why,
started this, because again, bro, it's that stuff that people don't share about, that we don't know about. It's just spreading awareness. It's checking up on the people you love, man. It's like
yeah,
it's not that hard, bro. You said 8 minutes, bro.
yeah,
Take minutes. Take 8 minutes out of your day. Call somebody, bro.
yeah,
Anybody. Anybody. I promise you'll make their fucking day.
yeah.
You know, you never know whose life you can save.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. That's why I like to reach out. I personally think that I reach out. I do need to do a better job of reaching out to different people too, because really I only
Yeah,
reach out to you and two other guys. But you guys met him last
yeah,
time out on, and my other buddy. But you know, life's tough,
it is.
and that's why we want to build a community. And you can only get by this life with a community of people. You can never get by with this life alone. And if you think you're doing it alone, really, really check yourself, because there's someone that extended their hand. There's someone that gave you positive feedback. There's someone that gave you even feedback to better yourself. There's always, always a community of people. Even if you want it to be anonymous, right? There's always help. There's anonymous help,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a community for everything, and that's what we want to build. We want to build this community. It's sad, and condolences again to Jocelyn's family,
Yeah.
um, to everyone in that situation. Um, we just want to create that awareness. This was something that we wanted to say, because it's something impactful. Like, we talk about mental health all the time, and
And I thought we were gonna talk about this topic way down the road, bro.
yeah,
But I mean, we had to do it at some point. So
yeah. I think, to you guys, I hope you guys get this message of just reaching out, finding that community. If you guys want us, in your community, we'd love that too. We want to make sure that we spread positive awareness around this. So once again,
yeah.
thank you guys for having us.